So I'm here at this beautiful Thailand pagoda representing the Buddha enlightenment. And it's such a refresher to be in this kind of environment. And yes, it's very, very hot. And if you stayed out here for too long, you'd probably die from heat. But there's this profound reminder that the world isn't so bad, that life isn't so bad, that there's a real power out there that doesn't depend on anger, doesn't depend on greed, doesn't depend on delusion, doesn't depend on anything. And I've been working recently with this may I practice because the ego, the self, is kind of a constant reminder or burden that we have to carry around with us, kind of like the body. Some Zen masters, teachers will say, no body, no mind. And I think ultimately that's correct. But there is the situation that we find ourselves in of being born into a human life and having to deal with certain conditions. And the same is true with the mind. So I've been working with this practice of may I to really establish a better relationship with making the mind a friend. So I use that term, that phrase, may I, as the starting point for developing a relationship with myself, but actually exercising my internal tendencies towards a self-based narrative. So those tendencies are there. Even if I believe, or in actuality, there's no self, there's no real separation, there is still this tendency. So I want to make sure I have a robustly kind and friendly and loving relationship with this tendency, and that tendency is an expression of that. So I've been working with that inner voice, that inner monologue, using the key phrase of may I. And you may want to try this as well. So, may I be safe. May I be protected. May I be well supported. May I be loved. May I feel free from fear. And fear is a really big one for me, and I think it's a big one for everyone who has a sense of self, a sense of separation, something to protect, something to fight, something to control. And in my meditation, as I'm working more and more reverently and more sincerely with this may I find unique expressions that come up that really are my own inner voice, and meeting myself in that way. Such as last night, I found this expression of, may I be free from freedom. May I be free from that seeking, that clinging, that chasing after freedom. And what that means for me is recognizing the freedom that's already here, connecting with that contentment, with the way that things already are, instead of needing to change things or make them a different way for me to feel at peace. So these are some short reflections on the may I practice. Hope it can bring some benefit to you. So my final reflection is just never let that inner voice trick you or deceive you, and never let any outer voice trick or deceive you. Be your own voice and take an active role, not in trying to bypass your voice or trying to bypass yourself, but getting the reins on the self to relieve and release the self completely. And in the meantime, when we're not completely, totally enlightened Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, make sure that that self-voice, that self-narrative, that way of your life is really your friend, is really kind, is really on your team. And the way to make it on your team is to express that way, to use it that way. May I be kind, may I be at peace, may I be free from suffering. May you be kind, may you be at peace, and may you be free from suffering. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you.